coincidentally, like whenever I wear pants that like really, for the lack of better words, for the lack of a better statement, even though it's true, I've always been told that I look the same in pants that I do. I look the same way without pants and with pants on. So let that sizzle in your spirit, let that simmer and marinate and all that good stuff. So it's like whenever I wear like a select few pair of pants that like really like randomly like brings extra attention to my butt, it's like the married dude is just there. It's just he all of a sudden appears. And it's like, why? Why is he here all of a sudden? Why is he working this day all of a sudden? Like it is just so random. So of course it's break my neck time because she's walking by and I'm like, please go somewhere else. Like one day he was doing the most. It was to an extreme where I was like, yeah. And I was like, oh, like I told y'all for the last like pretty much month, I have not been working in my department or any other department. I've just been doing special projects, if you will. Every now and again, I've had to help out doing certain things, but again, it does not even require me to be at a meeting. I just need to know if a time has changed or not. That is literally it. Because I know what to do when the time comes. So anyway, let me digress because I'm going to get upset. That's why I didn't even come on here yesterday, y'all, because I would not have been in a great headspace. I would have been very, very attitudinal, and I don't want to be that. I don't want to give y'all that. That's not me. They be trying to just try. I'm just like, why y'all want to try me? Why? Y'all, and then like tomorrow, oh, y'all, I got to do it before the verses. I can't wait. I don't know if y'all know, but it's been a long time coming. It's supposed to have been happened. It's going to be 3-6 Mafia versus Bone Thugs and Harmony. Y'all don't understand. When Versus first started doing all this stuff, DJ Paul, and I already mentioned this before, and it was in a random thoughts post like months upon months ago. DJ Paul tried to get that situation going on his own without the backing of anybody else. And right when they were about to do it, like literally like the day of or the day before or something like that, they ended up making an announcement saying we're pulling out. We ain't gonna do it now because Versus is gonna back us. So stay tuned. And I'm like, oh, okay, maybe it's gonna happen soon, man. I think it's been a year. Like they were gonna do it like last November or something. Y'all, I done forgot when, but yeah, I'm telling you, I was sharing the flyer and everything. I was so excited. Y'all don't understand. I live for both groups, so I was like, yeah. So imagine my frustration when what was supposed to come through for me on the same day that this epic thing was gonna happen. That morning I was gonna get that done, and that night I'm gonna watch that. Oh, I was very happy when I left work. But when I got to my final destination, before I got home, I had text messages and phone calls all of a sudden to come through before I even got out of my vehicle, telling me that it wasn't gonna happen. And I'm like, anyway. So yeah, y'all. Back to what I was saying. So yeah, the married dude been setting it off by about to break his neck when he see me. And I'm like, child, it was so bad. I had to go, like one day in particular, I had to go and get my coat. I just went and got my coat and put it on. Like, I mean, to me, that makes it a little bit better. But in a lot of men's eyes, you having a big shirt and putting a coat over your booty don't do nothing but accentuate it more. But I literally, like at times, I would take it off and just cover up because I'm like, y'all doing too much. Like, it's butt cheeks. Calm down. I love attention, but it just, that from him, I don't want no attention from him at all. Don't want it. He is not attractive to me. Like, I'm not here for him. So yeah, that's the gist of all he been doing. Like, he'll speak every now and again, but most of the time it's him breaking his neck. And I'm like, you're going to break your neck. You ain't even going to say, you're not even going to have the common courtesy to say hello while you're being a creep. But go off, though. Y'all, the other married man who does what I do, child, I just want to report that I am losing interest in him. And I'm proud of myself for doing so because it has been very crazy to me that I have even had the slightest bit of chemistry with him. Usually when I find out somebody's married, Ain't no chemistry. And I mean, yeah, this is like the first time that I had been told that this person is going to get divorced. I believe he's gonna get divorced, but I don't know. Like as of late, I just ain't been here for him. I just have not. And like he's still been like on that type of energy, like when he sees me. But as far as like sending me messages and stuff like he was before on social media, he don't really do that no more. Like he ain't been sending off like he used to, and I'm glad because I think that kind of helped me to lose interest in him. I keep telling him that I'm not interested in a relationship. He really believes that I'm going to be his woman. I'm sorry, I do not miss having to worry about somebody cheating on me and trying me and treating me like trash. I'm good on that. I've had enough of that for a couple of lifetimes. I'm good. I understand that I had this great personality. I understand that you think I look all right or whatever. And I understand all of this. I understand that you feel like I'm a good woman, whatever. I just can't. I'm tired. People don't understand. A lot of people do not understand what I have been through. It's to a point where I never thought that I would get to this point where for me to have always been that person that loves love and I love to be loved and I love to love on people. I go above and beyond in relationships. I'm to a point I can't do it no more. I'm tired. I don't see myself doing it. I don't know what the Lord gonna have to come down and tell me that somebody meant to be. Because as of right now, mm-mm. All I see is work and relaxation, single by myself in my future. That's it. That does not have to mean it's going to be terrible. That does not mean that I'm going to have to be sad and depressed and all that. Yes, there are moments where I'm lonely. It is what it is, but I would rather be lonely than to be alone and lonely within a whole relationship. Now, I know everybody's not the same, but as I have mentioned before, with every relationship that I've had, it has gotten worse. This is the worst relationship that I've ever been in. With my ex, that's the worst relationship I've ever had in my life. And he knew everything I had experienced, and he was just determined to be worse somehow. Over time, he just decided to continue to try me, and it's like, wow. After everything I told you I've been through, oh, okay. So yeah, y'all, I'm done. I'm good with all that. So let's allow this other married man to enter the chat. So I didn't know for sure as to whether or not he was married or not, but he is, right? And I would catch him staring at me from time to time, but I didn't know if it was from disgust or if he was kind of like, ooh, she got a fat booty. Because a lot of dudes, well, at times that's actually interchangeable. I've experienced people using that interchangeably, right? So that literally could be what it is for him. But the people who he be rolling up on, they are like petite and have a nice little body or whatever. And that's cool, do what you do. But I found out that he actually is married. It's like almost all the dudes up in there married. And I'm just like, why y'all always want to roll up on somebody when y'all got a whole wife at the house? Go talk to your wife. What about your wife? So anyway, we had to work together on one of these projects. Like I just told y'all, I have been offline, not in my department at all for like the last month. So his department was completely closed down, like shut down. And it was over the weekend. That's the only reason why I know it was over the weekend, because the side heifer went there because she don't work weekends. Because of she, put in a bid to have her schedule changed. So he over there, and this is the first time this man has ever spoken to me. I've been there a whole year now. So this is the first time this man spoke to me. He asked me about something that we was working on the project. And so I gave him the answer. He was like, okay. And like after we were done doing each individual thing, I had to bring this paperwork over to him and allow him to sign it along with everybody else, right? So this is the first time he's ever said anything to me. And I kept catching him staring at me. And I was like, what is going on with this? So then, y'all, come to find out, this man got a whole wife. Like I said, I didn't know whether or not he was married or not. He looked kind of young. Like, he looks like he's around my age. So, yeah, he like he in his 30s. But he got a wife. Child, apparently, the wife that had to set it off before, because he was there before me. The wife that had to set it off. The wife looked into his accounts and things and reached out to everybody, including a supervisor, and was like, all y'all need to cease and desist, get away from my husband, don't talk to him no more. The wife then had to come up there before. And I'm just like, why do y'all get married and want to do all of these things behind your wife's back? What is the point? Just be single and be out here thotting and bopping then. Go do that. Like, I don't understand. What is the fascination, honey? What is it? Like, I don't get it. But like he has this complex apparently. Like he normally like turns his nose up at people. And that's what I thought he was doing to me. Like he has these moments where he'll look at me and I just be like, why is he looking at me? I always felt like he didn't like, I'm fat. Like, I'm a fetish to most people. So I'm like, I'm not sure if I'm a fetish of some sort to him or whatever. But like when he look at me, it always seems like it was one of those situations where it's like, oh, she fat, but the booty look nice. And I might want to do something to that, on the low, but I don't want nobody to know about it. Like, I heard how things like that can go with people who look like her or whatever. I'm thinking, okay, that must be what it is because I've seen the women at work that he be living for, and none of them look like me, which is fine. Because, like I said, I ain't looking for nothing. It is what it is. But it's like, sir, you got a whole wife at the house, and your wife then already set it off. But apparently, like, he really has this complex. He be getting, like, he acts like high sedity and all this. So I was like, dang, I hate how right I have been being about these people. So, y'all, it's a mess. There's this other married dude, y'all. I got to get y'all this update. So I told y'all about him briefly before. This man is fine. He's older. You can tell he's older. Like, if you really look at him in the face, you can tell he's older, but he look good for his age. I think he's 50-something, but he really look good for his age. He got locks and... Anyway, he married, right? So I didn't know he was married when I first met him. He would always set it off. He always made a point to come by and say something to me and smile. Always say something to make me laugh. So then he saw me with my friend who no longer works there, right? My friend is so fine, y'all. Like, her face, her hair's everything, her body is it. Y'all, my friend is so cute. Like, my friend is so fine. Like, one day, hopefully, hopefully one day she will allow me to let y'all see what she look like. Cause my friend is so fine. Oh my gosh, she look good. So we was working together, and this was like when we first like kind of started working there. And so she didn't know me, I didn't know her, and I started having communications with her or whatever. I started talking to her, started the conversations, right? And so the vibe was everything. So we became like fast friends. So, like I said, old boy used to always pass by and talk to me, always say something to me. So then it's like when he would see us together, because we were working on a project together that day, it's like I was kind of like not there. And so I was like, I think he like my friend. Let's see what's going on here. So I observed a little bit longer. Every time he would walk by and go to break, he would, try to say something to her. And so, like, before he could really stop by and say something to her, I was like, girl, I think he like you. She was like, who? So I told her. And she was like, no, he don't. I'm like, I'm trying to tell. Usually, I'm right about these things. People don't understand. I be having a random sixth sense, if you will, about these things. And I be right. Sometimes I hate that I'm right. But I was very right. I'd be doggone if the next time he passed by, he stopped, spoke to me, and then he proceeded to turn around and had a whole conversation with my friend. So my friend was in disbelief. So when he walked out, she was like, you might have been right. I was like, I already know. I tried to tell you. I said, watch, I told you. I said, ain't no way he was going to stop by and have a conversation, but he was going to do it. One day, she changed her schedule, right? So when she changed her schedule, one day this man legit came up to our department. He came up the steps to have a whole conversation with her, and everybody was looking. And she said, oh my gosh, she just sending me messages, and I was up. I'm the type of person that when I'm off work, I'm typically up when I'm supposed to be asleep because I'm not even working, so I'm just used to being up at that time, so I'm up. So she messaged me. She's like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this. I can't believe how right you were about this man. This man that came up here, he done embarrassed me. Everybody up here looking at me. They probably think I'm screwing him, whatever. Keep in mind, y'all, this is before we even found out this man was married. This is before we even found out he was married. We didn't even find out he was married until after she didn't even work there no more, y'all. My friend stopped working there maybe like 6 months ago or so. 6 to 7, maybe 8 months ago. Man, so she felt some type of way because she's the type of person, she's all about image. She don't want nobody to think nothing bad about her, which I understand. But he came up there and like she was like, I'm moving around, I'm trying to work, and he over here talking to me. He stayed up there a good little while. I was like, what? So from the way she was talking, he spent probably like one of his breaks up there with her talking, right? I was like, Lord. But guess what though? When I did find out that he was married, I was like, what? He was like, my friend told me, he was like, yeah, he married. I seen him and the wife together. They be clean. Like, they one of those couples that they like dress alike and they be looking real fly. Like, apparently he dresses really, really nice outside of work. Y'all. So I was confused. I was like, well, why would he try to talk to me and my friend? Like, the energy that he was giving me and my friend was completely different than the energy he was giving everybody else. Like, he is nice and he'll say hey to everybody or whatever, but it's strictly on work stuff. It ain't no him, asking you like where you been, I ain't seen you in a couple of days, trying to make conversation and all that other little stuff. He give everybody else the bare minimum, if he give them anything. Child. Apparently, like a couple of months ago, the wife passed away. Now, I had just heard this past month in November, just heard that the wife had terminal cancer or something, some kind of terminal illness, and that she could go at any day. So then I was just told like 2 days ago that she passed away like a couple of months ago. I was like, what? I was like, well, I was just told that he was still with the wife and the wife was still alive. My friend was like, no, this woman passed away a couple of months ago. I was like, well, dang. I wonder if he took off, because I had heard that he was like preparing for it and all of that. And I was like, okay. He never told me that he was. That's something that I don't like. Like, if you're going to roll up on me, tell me the situation, because I don't like being blindsided. I hate when random people come up to me and have to tell me stuff, and then I have to come behind them and be like, okay, is this true? So that's why, with the actual other married guy, with his situation, at least he told me. Like, off rip, he told me he was married. So I was like, okay. Thank you, because I ain't got time. Like, I hate when people roll up on me and want to try to talk to me and all of this. And then, like, they really will make you think that, oh, okay, I see you. And then somehow you find out, it's like you could have said this up front. Like, I don't like when you get somebody invested. I've seen situations where people have gotten invested in people only for them to find out after they got their hearts involved, and these people got a whole wife. It's like, bruh, you knew you was wrong. People should have the option. Allow people to have the option to say whether or not they want to deal with you. Because there are a lot of people out here on that. I ain't on that, though. I'm not trying to deal with somebody who got somebody already. I am more than enough by myself, so no. So anyway, yeah, the wife passed away. So now he is, did they say widow for men? I forgot what a divorce, not divorcee. But yeah, he just stayed with her until she passed away. So he ain't, he's married, but technically he's not, because she passed away. So yeah, I just told her that the other day, because like I said, I just found it out the other day. But yeah, it's a mess. And the other guy who works there, I don't know if he's married, but if he's not, I would be very shocked, because he is super sweet and very hardworking. Like, he is everything. I hadn't seen him, but he took off last week. That's why. So I just saw him yesterday, which is strange, because normally, like, he works like really long shifts for like the weekend and then like every other Monday or something like that, right? So when I saw him Tuesday, I was like we normally wave, see each other halfway across the building, we'll wave. So then I waved at him, and then I was like, so he came to me, we met each other halfway, and I was like, how you doing, whatever. I'm talking to him. I was like, I literally just asked somebody about you yesterday, because I didn't know if you went to another job. I didn't know if you took off. I didn't know what was going on, because I actually hadn't seen him that much before then. So yeah, he was like, yeah, I took off last week. I was like, okay, that's cool. So we was talking or whatever, and I was just like, yeah, I brought you up in conversation because we were talking about how there are people here who really do what they're supposed to do and do their job, and I brought you up. And I forgot if your name was this or that. And so he clarified, because I got it mixed up. I was like, dang it, I don't want to tell him that, and then it's that. I don't want to call him by something that's not his name. But anyway, y'all, I done bored y'all enough. Hopefully y'all enjoyed this foolishness. I'll be back for something else later.